Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a very Grinchy Christmas from beyond the grave. This is some fun stuff here. DIY number 1, reaching from the grave. So I have this little yard stake I got from Family Dollar. If you've been watching my videos, you may have seen left at the altar. I had the same arm I used in that project. I'm glad I picked up 2. So I had an extra laying around. And I'm just going to paint this entire thing with my Decor primitive. Very similar to sandstone. And once it's dry, I go ahead and clear coat it. Then I take my antiquing wax. It's so much easier to blend the antiquing wax if you clear coat it. With the chalk, it just kind of sticks in it, and it doesn't, it's harder to move it around and get a smoother blend. And I'm just going to get in all the little crevices and then blend it out, all up and down the fingers, etc. You see where I got in between all the bones, and do the same thing with the arm. Get it nice and dark down in the crease. And here, this is all done. Get rid of that plastic look. Now I got this plaque from Dollar General. I end up taking that hanger off. It needs a sawtooth hanger, or you can also stand it up the other way. I drilled a hole in it, and my stake doesn't quite fit through it, so I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. Thin it down a little bit. I want to be able to get it through that hole well enough where I can get some hot glue inside there. So I'm finally happy with that. And at first I started painting the plaque red, then I decided to go with black. So I'm just going to paint this entire thing with rich black chalk paint. I've got some red felt here, and I've cut it to the length I want. And I'm just folding it over to give it a nice seam. And then we're going to wrap the arm. A little hot glue there. And that nice seam I want at the base of the arm. The other seam, the other edge is going to be covered up, so we don't have to worry about making that pretty. And we're just going to wrap this around. I go ahead, instead of cutting the excess off, I wrap it around like 3 times it goes around, I guess, 2.5 times, something like that. Give it a little bit of bulk. And we just keep gluing and wrapping till we get it wrapped all the way around. I think you probably already know where I'm headed with this. So what I did here was I just folded down the edge to create a seam again, and we're just going to glue that down. Just give it a nicer looking edge than just a raw cut edge. And this is a pair of Grinch pants I got thrifting. I've got so much of this green fur. So I just cut a little strip, and we're going to put that around the wrist. And this is just, a little hint that this was once the Grinch. You get the idea, I'm sure. This is so much fun. I laughed the whole time I made this. And we're just going to wrap that around and glue it in place with a hot glue. Easy peasy. And then I have some white fur, and I'm going to cut a piece for the cuff. And the same thing. We're just going to glue it and wrap it around, trim off the excess, and glue the other end down. That's about it. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I took a little break and just posted the preview. I've been planning and scheming. So here, this is all put together. Now I'm going to get that through the hole in the plaque there. And you see a ton of hot glue. I squirted it up inside there and all around. I added some garland, and I don't know what happened to my footage. I just glued the little ornament with some velvet ribbon, and that's it. DIY number 2. You're a mean one, but you're beautiful. I got this little grapevine thrifting. It already happened to be this green color. I was like, well, gotta use this. And it was a little rough, and it was pieces broken off. So there was some raw wood showing that wasn't green anymore. So I just went over it, dry brushed it with some black, and that gave it, darkened it up a little bit and caught all those edges that were raw wood. Raw twigs, whatever. And I got one of these little hands. They were tongs from Dollar General, and I'm gonna paint that black. Then I take this metallic lime green and dry brush over it, and I'm like, that's actually really pretty. This little wreath turns out to be really pretty. I was surprised. I was very happy with it. So now I'm going to take a little bit of black paint that I kind of have left over in my brush here, and just a tuft of that green fur and darken it up. Now that's what it's going to look like. I don't show where I glue it on there, but you get the idea. I have the tuft of fur looking like the skeleton hand is holding it, and that's where I'm going to glue that in place. But I take these little Christmas balls, and I also dry brush some black on those. And this is just a little floral wire, and I just ran that through the wreath and got it, kind of underneath and behind it where you can't see it. And attach that little ball, twist it nice and tight, trim off your excess, and tuck the tip into the wreath. You don't want it sticking out, poking somebody. And I hang 3 of the little Christmas balls, and then there you have, I've glued the hand and the fur. Now I've got this black poinsettia, and I've got some chiffon ribbon, green and black. I put it behind it, and I just glued that in place, and that's it. Just turned out so pretty. DIY number 3, Yule B Next. This is just a fun, silly, goofy, I thought it turned out really cute. This was a little tombstone I got thrifting. Some leftover Halloween stuff. And it already had a nice texture to it, so I just painted it with black chalk paint. And these little silver letters I got from Dollar General. They were on sale for like 79 cents or something. And just put the words Yule B Next. I thought that was cute. I saw it on something. It's not necessarily Grinchy, but I kind of made this part, I just kind of made it, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it. And then I decided to use it for this, but it's all good. It's all in fun. And then I've got this vintage color deco art chalk paint, and I'm just going to start dry brushing that. I'm going in between the letters with a small chip brush to try, I don't want to dull the glittery look, and then a bigger brush to go around the rest of it and get the sides and all that. Now later I go back with that metallic green and go hit it here and there just to give it a little touch of green. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I've got a wider piece of fur than before, and I'm just gonna take some black paint and darken this fur, take down that neon brightness a little bit, make it a little more dark. So now that that's done, I've got to glue it to the back of the tombstone, and I don't want to try to be gluing fur to anything. So I'm going to cut out the center. It'll all make sense in a minute. Okay, so now you see I've laid it fur down on the back of this tombstone. And I've got the two ends that I cut off of that popsicle stick, and I'm going to stack those in the middle just to raise the center up to meet the back of the fur. And then the popsicle stick I had cut to length, I'm going to glue to the back. Yeah, I didn't feel like fooling with trying to glue fur down and just make a mess. And then I do another one at the very bottom. See? And I've cut a piece of black felt, just cover it up, just it was pretty ugly, and cut it to about the same shape of the backing of the fur, and glue that to the popsicle stick and to the back of the fur. Easy peasy. This one is just it's so silly, but it turns out actually really cute. I was like, why not? I don't know what made me think to do it. I'm like, what would some fur look like popping out of from behind the tombstone? I'm gonna just keep on until we get it all the way glued down, and it just looks so much better. And there we have The fur coming from behind. It's so silly. And I've got this little Dollar Tree styrofoam skull, and we're going to cut the back half off so it's nice and flat. And I just got these little pair of manicure scissors, and I'm just trimming little pieces off until I get it fairly level. And we're going to seal the entire thing with some Mod Podge. And then we're going to paint it black. So now that I've sealed it, 2 coats of black paint, and I've got my lime green metallic. This was a little set of paints I got from Dollar General. And there I'm putting a little bit of the metallic on the tombstone as well. Just giving a little touch of that green. So now I'm going to glue my skull to the top there. And then I've got this nice Grinch green glittery spider, and we're going to glue him where we want to make sure the legs don't block the words. And this one is done. This was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you've enjoyed watching my journey throughout Juneween and Summerween into actual Halloween. I'm sad it's over, but as you can see, my Halloween spirit will continue into Christmas. I'm not real big on the red and green Santa snowman. You know, I'm ready for something a little bit different. And if you're ready for something a little different, stay tuned. And I'm going to do my best to entertain you and hopefully inspire you to create something fun. Thanks again for being here. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Bye.